SCP-106, the Old Man. Let's begin with SCP-106. From the expansive lore of the SCP Foundation, SCP-106 is a humanoid entity capable of phasing through solid matter. It corrodes everything it touches and drags its victims into a horrifying pocket dimension. SCP-106 doesn't kill quickly. It thrives on inflicting torment. In its pocket dimension, the rules of reality don't apply. Victims are subjected to days of disorientation and pain before the final blow. What makes SCP-106 especially terrifying is its intelligence. It actively plans its captures, using its abilities to ambush and outsmart its prey. It's a creature that doesn't just stalk you, it relishes every moment of fear and suffering it causes. Some speculate that its grotesque, decayed appearance reflects its age and endless hunger for suffering. Count ORLOK. Now let's travel back to the silent film era with Count ORLOK, the vampire antagonist of Nosferatu, A Symphony of Horror. This 1922 classic introduced audiences to a new kind of vampire, one devoid of charm and romance. ORLOK's skeletal frame, elongated fingers, and rodent-like teeth set him apart as a truly grotesque predator. Count ORLOK is not just a physical menace, but also a bringer of plague. His very presence spreads disease and death, decimating entire towns. Unlike modern interpretations of vampires, ORLOK thrives purely on fear and survival instincts. The chilling imagery of his shadow creeping up the staircase remains one of the most iconic and haunting scenes in film history.
You will remain while rest your...
The Thing. What if the person you trusted most wasn't human? From John Carpenter's 1982 sci-fi horror masterpiece, The Thing, comes an alien entity capable of mimicking its victims down to the smallest detail. Found buried in the icy wastelands of Antarctica, this shape-shifting organism is the embodiment of paranoia. What makes The Thing so terrifying is its unpredictability. It doesn't just kill, it assimilates. Once it absorbs its prey, it becomes indistinguishable from the original, turning friends into potential threats. Leave audiences questioning who they can trust, making it a masterclass in suspense. Xenomorph. In Ridley Scott's Alien franchise, the Xenomorph stands as the ultimate predator. Created by the visionary H.R. Giger, this creature is a biomechanical nightmare. It's sleek, lethal, and utterly relentless. Starting as an egg, hatching into a facehugger, and eventually maturing into the towering, menacing xenomorph, its life cycle is as terrifying as the creature itself. The xenomorph doesn't hunt for sport. It hunts to propagate. Its acid blood, razor-sharp claws, and secondary inner jaw make it nearly unstoppable. In the claustrophobic corridors of the Nostromo spaceship, it becomes a silent stalker, embodying primal fear. The xenomorph's design and behavior make it one of the most iconic and horrifying creatures in cinema. Pennywise the Clown. Stephen King's It introduces us to Pennywise the Dancing Clown, an ancient malevolent entity that feeds on fear. Pennywise often takes the guise of a clown, luring children with his playful antics before revealing his true monstrous nature. But the clown is just one of many forms. Pennywise manifests as whatever his victims fear most. Pennywise's true form is incomprehensible to human understanding, existing as a cosmic being beyond our reality. Its preferred prey is children, as their fears are simpler and easier to exploit. The infamous line, "We all float down here," isn't just a chilling taunt. Pennywise isn't just a villain. It's a force of nature, a nightmare brought to life. The Pale Man. The Pale Man. Few creatures have left a lasting impression like the Pale Man from Guillermo del Toro's Pan's Labyrinth. Set in a dark fantasy world, the Pale Man is a gaunt, eyeless figure with sagging skin and a menacing aura. He sits at a banquet table, surrounded by an abundance of food, but his diet is far more horrifying. He preys on children. The Pale Man's most chilling feature is his eyes, which he places into his palms to see. This grotesque act, combined with his slow yet deliberate movements, creates an almost unbearable tension. Del Toro described him as a metaphor for greed and oppression, punishing those who dare to take even a morsel from his table. His silent, deadly presence makes him a standout villain in modern cinema. Sauron in J.R.R. Tolkien's epic saga, The Lord of the Rings. Sauron is the embodiment of ultimate evil. As the creator of the One Ring, his power is tied to its corruption. While Sauron rarely appears in physical form, his influence is omnipresent, represented by the fiery eye of Sauron that watches over Middle-earth. Sauron's ambition to dominate and enslave all races drives the story's conflict. His armies of orcs, trolls, and ringwraiths are mere extensions of his will. But what makes Sauron truly terrifying is his ability to corrupt. The ring doesn't just grant power, it consumes and destroys its bearer. Sauron is less a character and more a force of malevolent nature, a storm of darkness seeking to engulf the world. Gollum, the tragic villain from The Lord of the Rings by J.R.R. Tolkien. Finally, we have Gollum, one of Tolkien's most complex creations. Once a hobbit-like creature named Smeagol, Gollum's life was forever changed when he discovered the One Ring. Its corrupting influence twisted his mind and body, creating a split personality. On one side is Smeagol, the pitiful and remorseful remnant of his former self. On the other is Gollum, a cunning and dangerous being driven by obsession. Gollum's duality makes him both a tragic figure and a formidable foe. His desperation to reclaim the ring leads him to betray Frodo and Sam, yet his moments of vulnerability evoke pity. Gollum's story is a cautionary tale of how greed and obsession can consume even the most innocent, making him one of literature's most unforgettable villains. These villains redefine fear and remind us why they've become legendary. Which one is your favorite? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more fascinating insights into the world of fiction.